Welcome back to Broken Electronics. I'm Lee, and I'm so happy you could stop by here today. Now, today's project is going to involve the 2009 Mac Pro, which I refer to from its point of origin. I bought it from a woman who has a computer business in Bakersfield, California. You may recall that computer arrived with some shipping damage. The back handle was bent in. It's a design flaw in these computers. They are very prone to that kind of thing. When I put it out to the seller, she quite kindly, I might point out, sent me something else. So, also from Bakersfield, a Seagate Constellation ES3 3 terabyte hard drive. Now, why a Constellation, I really don't know. That's what she sent me. She picked it out. I'm guessing she got some kind of deal on them. These are server hard drives. They're rugged. They're intended to be running 24/7, constantly being written to and read from, which is not this use case. I would have expected a Barracuda or something along those lines, but hey, she sent that along. And I'm very happy with that. I'm not going to look down what is essentially a free 3 terabyte hard drive. Now, I have already put a drive sled onto there. Fortunately, I had a couple of these. When she sent it, we'll open it up, you'll see in there. There was only one drive sled in there. The other 3 bays were all just completely empty. So, I took one of my spares and put it on there. Now, that's not all we're going to do. Now, I have here 2 OWC Mount Pros, which convert 2.5-inch drives to fit into a 3.5-inch bay. And I have, these things are actually, they're very good. They only cost about $15 a piece on Amazon, so I can recommend them highly. Be careful though. OWC prefers selling these with their highly overpriced SSDs. So, not something you need. So I've got 2 here. I have a Team Group Vulcan. It must be powerful. It says Vulcan on it. That's a 1 terabyte hard drive. I've used them before. And I also have here, this is not a Sabrent hard drive, or SSD. This is an enclosure. Actually, what's in there is a Plextor half terabyte M.2 SATA SSD, which I got, it was a mistake some time ago. I thought I was getting standard 2.5-inch drives. They sent 3 of the MSATAs. So, I got enclosures. They work. They don't fit quite right, but they do work. Alright, so putting those 2 things in. And the crowning glory of this, we have a crucial 1 terabyte NVMe SSD on a PCIe card. It's a heatsink up here, thermal pad on top of it. So, the plan eventually is for this to be the boot drive, which means I'm going to have to perform these upgrades in 2 periods. We'll be putting in the NVMe and 2 SATA SSDs. I then have to clone the existing installation onto the NVMe drive. Then I can open it up. We're going to need to remove that existing boot drive, which is a 128 gig SSD, which is plugged into one of the normal SATA bays and held in there with tape. And it looks like there's a lot of tape in there. So in order to add the 3 terabyte drive, we're going to have to wait until I've done that cloning and ensured that it will in fact boot into this. Oh well, so none of this should be terribly difficult, although you never know what may come up when we open things up and start messing around in there. But if you're interested in following along with this process, I would invite you to please stay tuned. Alright, there's no good way to record this. I'm going to start by removing the 1 terabyte drive and getting the retaining bar out. Let me grab a screwdriver. There are thumb screws, but with the RX 580 in there, hang on, stay tuned. Okay, we've got that done. We just need to get a better screwdriver. So we're going to start out. This will be easier. Oh, gotta get this blinking slot cover out. All right. No. See what I'm doing. There we go. Or do we? Nope. Yeah, we don't. Oh. It'll be easier if we take the USB card out. Okay. And now that's in. And USB card back. There we go. Okay, all that is in place. I should do these things off camera. Seems like it should be so simple, you know? Okay, that's starting to go. Where that goes, this should go. Yeah, now I got it. Now we got it. All right. That's the more difficult part. This is simpler. We'll put the 1 terabyte into A1 and a half terabyte Oh. The tape for that hard drive, of that boot SSD, is partially covering up the connector for the second bay. So we'll have to put the half terabyte in later when we put in the 3 terabyte hard drive. Okay, so now we just need to get this booted up. The 2.5-inch SSD is not formatted. We will need to format that. The NVMe is formatted. So we'll see you again on the desktop. Screen capture, and unfortunately the microphone was not enabled, so it's kind of useless. When we first booted it up, we found that the Crucial SSD, that's the NVMe, mounted as expected. We had this disk could not be read by this computer error, and we clicked to initialize it and use disk utility to initialize it. We now have this. So we have already 2 more terabytes of storage on the machine, and we are in the process now of using our old friend Carbon Copy Cloner to clone the installation of Mojave from that 128 gig SSD to the NVMe SSD, which should give us a very good speed increase. This, of course, is going to take a while, so we'll bring you back when that's complete. Stay tuned. Having no luck here. Got a phone call. I was in the midst of doing this clip, so I had to start it over again. The cloning job has finished. 17 minutes and 20 seconds, I believe. Yeah, if we look here, that would appear to be an installation of Mac OS. Now, if we click on Startup Disk, and we do see 2 options. We'll authenticate here. All right. So we're going to restart and make sure that the Crucial SSD actually is bootable before we go ripping out all that tape. So, stay tuned. All right, we're back. Look at about this Mac. All the information is the same except for Startup Disk, which now says Crucial SSD. So much. That is successfully done. I took a moment to change the icon for the SSD so it isn't appearing as though it was a removable drive. All right. So, guess what we need to do now is shut this down, try to get all that tape off there, put in the other drives, and be up and running again. All right, stay tuned. this is the best look you're going to get here at the tape that's holding this SSD into place. Okay, that came out quite easily. I see there was a bit of wadded up tape that was, I don't know, let's see exactly what is this thing. Lever? Never heard of it. Okay, well, I mean, I'm laughing at this, but the darn thing was in there and it stayed in there, and despite enough mishaps in shipping to cause that damage up there, the darn thing stayed in place. All right. And now, our SSD. One moment, please. And of course, our 3 terabyte hard drive. All right. Yeah, I've got 2 number 2s in there now, which bothers the OCD in me, but not enough that I'm going to avoid using what I have. All right. Well, got to get this closed back up, boot it up, and we should hopefully find all 6.5 terabytes of storage available. Stay tuned. All right. We have partial success. This Plextor SSD, which of course that's the M2 SATA SSD that's in an enclosure, popped right up because of course it is formatted. You'll see there is no 3 terabyte drive, and if we were to go into disk utility, you'd see no mention of it. In that little window there, you're not going to be able to see it. I pulled it out. I tried switching the bays just to see if maybe one of the bays was having a problem, but no. It's a SAS drive. Serial attached SCSI. SAS connectors are very, very similar to SATA connectors. Except there's between the power and data sides of the connector, on SATA there's an opening. On SAS there isn't. And I first noticed that I was trying to plug it into my SATA to USB 3 adapter, and it wouldn't go in. It goes in to the port on the Mac Pro fine, but since it isn't a SATA drive, the SATA controller has no idea what to do with it, so it ignores it completely. So I have this completely useless SAS drive now. Okay then. Well, nonetheless, we do have another 2.5 terabytes of storage. Actually, another 2.25 terabytes since even more than that. We took out that 128. And I have one port open. Man. Well, we'll see what we're going to do about that. But for right now, the machine's fine. We don't have any urgent need for any more storage than this. So it's been a successful close. We have got around to putting the operating system onto the NVMe drive, so that's a decided positive. So I guess we can call this maybe a 3/4 success. In any event, be good to other people. They need it and deserve it. Be good to yourselves. Any good we can accomplish in this world has to start with being good to ourselves. We will make this world a better place. Since it isn't, please take very, very good and careful care. All right, I've got 2 more upgrades to do on this. I think they'll each be individual videos, and then we're going to decide where we're going to go as far as OS. I commented in an earlier video that I want to leave it on Mojave while I'm doing major upgrades. It makes the booting and rebooting obviously much, much easier. But I don't intend to stay on Mojave forever. So that'll be coming up in the future, as well as a lot of other goodness to come. So until all of that is available on the channel, this has been Broken Electronics.